Hey guys, this is a pick a card reading on how does my mother feel about me, um, and I'm going to be very sensitive on this topic. Usually I'll just tell it as it is. I will tell it as it is, but I will say it in a more, polite way, because we are talking about people's mums. So yeah, I'm going to use the playing cards deck, and I will shuffle three cards. No, I'll shuffle the deck and then three cards will fly out. You guys can choose from them, and I will be using the Mystic Mondays tarot deck and the Gods and Titans Oracle deck for the reading. So let's go. How does this person's mother feel about them? I'm shuffling, guys, by the way. Oh wow, okay, it was three cards automatically. So this is pile number one, pile number two, pile number three. Pile number one, pile number two, pile number three. Okay, so I'm going to go to pile number one. So we have the Ace of Swords, but it appears like it's in reverse. So for some of you, your mother really wants to talk to you, but this is like she has a hard time expressing this specific topic to you. So she feels like if she discusses it with you, you might misinterpret what she's saying, you might take it the wrong way, and she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. She doesn't want to affect your relationship with her in a negative way. For some of you, is that your mum feels like you don't really let her in on a lot of secrets that you have. If it's not secrets, but there's just stuff going on in your life that you're not really letting your mum in on. This is how your mum feels. So yeah, for some of you, she just might feel like you're being a bit secretive, and for some of you, your mum feels like you're not able to express yourself fully. So she's just a bit concerned in that respect. Um, for some of you aren't really talking to your mum. So those other scenarios I've said, that's for people that where their mum is in contact with them and they talk to them on a regular basis. There's just a bit of a communication problem. But for some people, they're not actually talking to their mum, and their mum is very obviously their mum is aware of this, but it's affecting them that that you're not talking to your mum. That's for some of you where you just there's just no communication. Yeah, is kind of affecting them in a, I would say, a bad way. But yeah, let's use the tarot for clarification. Part number one. Okay, random. Some of you, your mum has indigestion. I don't know what that was for someone. Maybe like one or two people. some of you, your mum really liked a meal that you made for them the other day. I'm saying that because I burped, so that was for someone. I haven't even eaten recently, so I know that was a sign. Some of you made a meal for your mum. Oh my gosh. Okay, some of you made a meal for your mum and it tasted really good, but she's just not going to tell you that. I don't know if it's to do with pride, or because she wants you to do better when it comes to making the meal. But yeah, you guys, some of you guys made some of you guys made a banging meal, and your mum's like, "Nah, I'm not telling them. I'm not telling them." Maybe because your mum's known as the best cook in the household, or in general. But you guys might have made like a really delicious dish, and your mum's like, "Nah, I can't tell them they made it better than me. I can't do it." So that's for like one or two of you. Okay. Pile number one's mum feel about them. We have the world in reverse. The Five of Cups in reverse. The Ten of Wands. The High Priestess in reverse. And then we have the Princess of Cups reversed at the bottom of the deck. Sorry guys, I'm trying to show you without my ring light doing a lot. So guys, what I get from this is the world's here. So you guys obviously mean the world to your mum, so that's a very good sign. But also some of you, I feel like some of you have like a business trip, or some of you are going away when it comes to like college / university. Some of you just have the opportunity to do something, but is away from your mother, and your mum isn't very keen about it because she won't basically be near you, and she feels like she won't be able to talk to you often. So she feels a bit sad about that. She doesn't really want you to leave her or go anywhere, even if it's just temporarily. She's like, no. For some of you, the way this doesn't involve a business trip or going away for college or uni or moving out, if you know that you live with your mom, or you're normally just around your mom, it's just she has such a close connection with you. She doesn't really want you to leave her. So for some of you, your mum might be a bit clingy. And for some of you, if you don't really have a close connection with your mum, she just would like to talk to you more often than she currently does. For some of you, it's just like your mum doesn't want to invade your privacy. So this is why for some of you, this is why she probably doesn't really make the effort. Is because she doesn't want to be too invasive, but at the same time, she feels like there's just not enough communication between you and her. Yeah, for some of you that are going somewhere or moving away from your mum a bit, in terms of physically, she really doesn't like the idea of it, but she just can't tell you that because it will kind of squash your dreams or whatever you're trying to do to progress in life. She doesn't want to stunt your growth, but at the same time, she doesn't want to be away from you. So, for some of you, this is for some of you that aren't in contact with your mum often, or there's just a no contact situation. It is a burden on her that you guys aren't talking anymore. It really hurts her feelings. intuitively, I'm just feeling that she wants to mend the connection, but she just doesn't really know how to do that. Um, for some of you, those that are in contact with your mother on a usual basis, um, the burden of some of you being away from her is just a lot. Um, and for some of you, your mother can see that you're struggling. I feel that there's some information that you guys are keeping to yourself, and you think your mother doesn't know, but she does know. She knows very well, and she's basically watching you basically struggle with not being able to express yourself and not having any assistance with whatever it is that you're not being vocal about. So that's for some of you. Some of you, you're just struggling with a lot of obligations in life, and your mother can see this, but she feels like if she shows you that she can see this, then you're going to feel quite. What's the word? Your mother doesn't want to intervene and say, well, I can see that you're struggling, because she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. She doesn't want you to think that she thinks that you can't manage. So she just really wants to help. But for some of you kind of have a vibe of, I can do this myself. I can do a lot of things by myself. Like, thank you, mum, for helping me before, but I don't need your help anymore. I got this. And your mum obviously knows that some of you have this type of personality, so she doesn't want to intervene too much, but the motherly side of her wants to, but she doesn't want you to feel disrespected with advice or anything. So yeah, she's just struggling on whether or not she should give you advice on whatever you're struggling with or not. For some of you, your mum feels like she doesn't really, don't get offended, guys, I'm just a messenger, but she doesn't really know you anymore. Like, so she might have known the 16-year-old you or the 5-year-old you, but like, let's say the 26-year-old you or the 30-year-old you, there's aspects to your personality that's developed, and you might have new interests, and you might like to do new things, and your mum's just like, I didn't know about this new hobby or this new interest. She might have seen you basically, the world's giving me like internet vibes, so she might have seen that you're indulging in new activities and hobbies like on the internet, and she's probably just thinking to herself, well, you never really spoke to me about that. I didn't know you had interest in that. That's interesting. So she's happy for you and she really wants to talk about it, but then she's scared you guys might be like, so what, was you snooping through my social media? Like, what is that about? Again, she just doesn't want to be too invasive and for you to take it the wrong way. For some of you that aren't in contact with your mum because there was and for some of you there could have been an argument, but I think for some of you it was more of like a disagreement, and your mum feels like, no, I don't feel like I should apologize in this situation. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. Or they know, your mum knows that she did do something wrong, but because of her pride, she's not going to apologize. Either way, she's not really going to apologize. Remember, I'm speaking for a group of people, so take what resonates. But she's just like, yeah, I don't have anything to apologize for, but she's still upset that you guys aren't in communication. And for those where your mum is in communication with you, she just feels like she can't be too friendly with you about certain things because she feels like you might be offended, or that you might feel like she's too much in your personal space. So yeah, I'm going to get more information from the oracle cards. How number one's mum feel about them? How does pile number one's mum feel about them? Jade Emperor Organization. Pile number one, she mum feels about them. Lure skill reversed. One more. Okay. Achilles confidence reversed. So yeah. Oh, and the bottom of the deck, Aries War. Okay, so obviously the first scenario I was kind of seeing was some of you, first, second, third, some of you are actually struggling with an obligation that you have, whether it's to do with career or just maybe certain things outside of it. Anyway, there's something that you have to do that you're struggling with, and your mum can blatantly see that you're struggling with it. So she just feels like she can help you organize yourself a bit better. She feels like the reason that you're struggling is because your organization isn't where it needs to be, in her opinion. But she doesn't know how to tell you this without you getting offended. And she doesn't know how to tell you this without you getting extra stressed out. And she doesn't know how to tell you this without you feeling like she doesn't believe in you. And it's not that she doesn't believe in you, it's just she wants to help. But she doesn't want you to feel like you can't do it yourself, because a lot of you are kind of lacking confidence in certain areas in your life, and your mum can see this, and she just wants to help boost your confidence because she can see that it's not really there. For some of you, your mum has a hard time articulating herself well, no offense. So she may be very loving and very caring, but when it comes to explaining things, there might be a bit of a communication barrier, in terms of she might say something and you might interpret it the wrong way, and that is not what she meant. So because this might have happened a few times for some of you, yeah, she just can't really express that she wants to help in a way that you would understand, in her opinion. Some of you, I'm hearing some of you basically attempted to do something and it kind of flopped, in terms of some of you might have applied for a job and you didn't get, or some of you was in a talent show and it might have went downhill, like something, there was just a bit of a hiccup, and it's basically reduced your confidence, and it's caused you a bit of despair, and your mum can see this, and she feels like you feel that you don't have enough skill for what it is that you want to do, and you guys do have the skill, and your mum sees you have the skill, but she doesn't know how to show you that you still have that skill. So she kind of wants you to take the situation that went downhill a bit. She wants you to take it as a lesson rather than a. Because some of you are taking it like, yes, I failed, so I'm a failure, and your mum's like, no, this is just a lesson. You can learn from it. Maybe organize yourself a bit better. Learn from the mistake, and build from it. So your mum has a very much. You can try again. Dust yourself off and try again. Aliyah, Aliyah, you guys might want to search that song. Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, I'm going to put that in the description box below. But she just feels like just because something doesn't work out the first time doesn't mean it won't work out the second time. But she doesn't know how to say this without you getting offended. For some of you that where you're not in communication with your mum, she just basically doesn't have the confidence to speak to you. She feels like the last conversation she had with you went pretty bad, and she doesn't want to make it worse. So this is why she might not be coming in communication with you recently. But this is how she feels, right? So she feels like she's not really good with explaining herself and explaining her actions in a current situation that happened. So what she's doing is she's planning what she's going to say, because whenever she's freestyled it, it's gone wrong and you've interpreted it wrong, in her eyes. So she's like, okay, let me organize what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to tell my child this, or my point of view, in a way that's not so offensive. Um, yeah, in a way that's not really going to hurt their feelings, or where they can understand me. And Aries Wars here, so yeah. Some of you may be in competition with, so some of you might literally be in a competition and your mum can see that you're stressing about it, and she's just like, there's nothing to stress about, babe, you're going to do well, don't worry about it. And then some of you, it literally is a thing where you're not talking to your mum, and there's a bit of a war going on between you and her, and she kind of wants to diffuse the war, but because of pride, and because of for some of you, it's because of pride. She's just not going to communicate. She just doesn't feel like she's in the wrong, but it's still burning her. It's still hurting her that she can't have a relationship with you in her eyes. But then for some of you, it's not pride. It's for some of you, it's literally every time she tries to explain herself, it causes an argument. So she's just like, she just feels there's a war and she's trying to diffuse it in the best way possible. So she's planning what she's going to say, in a strategic way this time, because before it was a bit spontaneous and it didn't work out that great. So yeah, pile number one, that is how your mum feels about you. If you like this video, like and subscribe to my channel. If you want a personal reading, is in the description box below, the details. And now I'm going to go to pile number two. This is if you chose pile number two. It's the Four of Pentacles. Okay. So for some of you, your mum literally feels like she owns you. I know some of you kind of like, okay, everyone's mum thinks they own them. Not necessarily. Some mums are a bit more free-spirited, and some mums actually don't really care about their child. That's the realist rap, guys. I'm going to keep it real with you. But no, like, the way your mother views you is like, this is my child, this is my baby. For some of you, your mum babies you a lot. She can't help it because in her eyes, you're still 6 and 7. And some of you, you're still 3 years old and you can't tell her nothing. So yeah, meaning you can't, obviously you can speak. Some of you have a good communication with your mum in it, but some of you is like, you'll be 35 and you'll still be my 3-year-old. That's how your mum feels. So yeah. Some of you, your mum might feel like you're being stingy with money. That's for some of you. And she just doesn't really understand why. Some of you, your mum might have asked for extra money, like for some support, and you guys might have said, you know what, I can't really manage that right now, mum. Kind of got a few obligations that I have to do myself, or things I have to pay for myself. And your mum's kind of like, whoa, really? Like, I gave birth to you, you can't even give me an extra £10 or dollars or something? What's going on there? So some of your mum feels like you're being stingy and you're not really paying attention to her a lot. For some of you, you guys really want to do something, and it might require a certain amount of money to do, and your mum's kind of like, I don't have the finances for that right now. I don't know if some of you want to buy a house, or some of you want to go on a trip somewhere, and you might need the financial aid of your mother in order to do it, or you want to do a course, and your mum's kind of like, we don't have the funds right now. I can't afford it. I would love to help you, but I can't manage. I have a lot of things I need to pay for. So yeah, for some of you, you guys might not have even asked, but your mum kind of feels like she just doesn't have enough money to help you in whatever it is that you're planning to do right now, and it makes her feel away. So some of you might be watching this like, no, I never asked my mum for money. I'm good. I don't need her help in anything. And it might not even be money as well. It just might be assistance in certain things in a physical sense. But your mum just was like, I can't help you right now financially or just in person, and it's kind of getting to her a bit because she feels like she should always be able to help you in any way, shape or form. So it's a bit it hurts her a bit, basically. All right, I'm gonna use the tarot now. I'm shuffling. I'm saying that because I know you guys can't see. For some of you, your mum kind of has some of you, your mum has a toxic relationship with you. I know some of you don't really want to hear that, but it might be a thing where she babies you too much, or she just always wants to be around you, and she kind of knows that that's not really progressive in a sense. She knows that you guys kind of need your independence, but it's really hard for her to break away from that type of connection with you because I feel like for a lot of you, your mum's very dependent on you. You guys might feel like, no, I'm the one that's dependent on my mum, but emotionally, your mum's very dependent on you. So it's really hard for her to detach from you. Some of you, your mum can't accept the fact that you guys are grown. And I had another message. Wait, let me think about it. I heard it. Some of you, your mum has kind of observed your behavior, and she kind of feels like because she's kind of babied you a bit too much, you haven't learnt the independence you need at your age, and she kind of blames herself for it. So she's just like, if I didn't baby my child this much, yeah, they probably would have had more independence in this area. So she might be blaming herself in that respect. But that's for some of you. That's part number 2. Is how I feel about them. Oh, 7 of Swords. The Tower reversed. The High Priestess. Temperance reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. So, for some of you... Oh my gosh. Okay. Multiple messages. Okay. For some of you, your mum feels like she needs to keep... Some of you might be drifting away to do different things. Like, when I say drifting away, like, you guys are growing independence now. You might be like moving away from your mum, or you might be embarking on new adventures that doesn't really have to do with your mum. You might be spending time with new friends, different family members, and your mum's kind of like, ooh, you kind of not being close to me like you normally are. So your mum might say things like, oh, I need you to help me with XYZ. It's basically, I don't like to call people's mums a liar, but if I was to say it in a nice way, it's kind of like your mum will just find excuses for you to spend time with her and say that she really, really needs your help, when she doesn't actually need your help. She just wants you around her. It's just going to be an excuse for you to be there. Because if she actually just says, oh, could you just come here, spend time with me, you guys might be like, Mum, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really busy, like you might have to ask someone else. It's not on a disrespectful flex, but is in a way of like, you guys are actually busy, you guys have things to do, so the only way you guys will actually like go to her is if she makes it an emergency and says, I need you, I can only like, I can only, you're the person for this, like I really need you right now. So she has to do that in order for you to come to her, and so she can spend time with you. That's just basically the reason. She didn't really need your help with whatever she's saying she needed your help with. And she's doing this because she feels like her connection with you is going to deteriorate. Um, so she feels like it's going to deteriorate. So this is why she she says stuff like this. For some of you, because like the Four of Pentacles kind of gives me devil energy, because obviously Capricorn rules Saturn, and the Capricorn card is the devil card, and you know what I mean? Like, what I'm basically trying to say is, no, I'm not saying your mum's a devil for people that are trying to get at me. No one's saying nothing about your mum. No one's saying she's a devil, right? No one's saying that. What I'm saying is, she has Capricorn energy in terms of, some of you, your connection with your mum isn't very stable. Like, one minute it's, you guys are very, very close, and then the next is a bit distant, and then, or you just haven't, some of you don't have like an open type of relationship with your mother where you can express your real feelings and you can, without someone getting offended. And your mum kind of knows the relationship is a bit unbalanced in that sense, but she's kind of like, I need my child like with me as much as I can. So even if it's unbalanced, I still will say certain things to keep them with me. For a small percentage of you, your mum might even say maybe some mean things, or things that they don't actually mean, so that you basically you give them the time of day, and you think about them, meaning your mum, so that they're still in your life somehow. They don't want you to forget them, and if that means bad attention, then that's bad attention is better than no attention. For some of you that don't really have a good connection with your mum, but your mum always wants to be around you, she might even say some things that aren't really true, say things to wind you up so that you give her attention, so that you shout at her or you cry at her or give her like a type of negative response, so she still has that sort of control over you, or so that she kind of feels more relevant in your life. I know some of you didn't really want to hear that, but that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I see more information. Oh wait, no, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords here. Some of you, your mum doesn't know how to communicate with you well. I would say in a mature way. So for some of you, sometimes when you talk to your mum, you just feel like your mum might have a very traditional mindset in terms of, we're in 2021 now, and you might explain certain things to your mum, and she's like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, the way we do stuff, or the way we did things back in the day, this is how you do it. This is the way. So when it comes to communicating about certain things, you guys might feel like, oh, you're not even trying to listen. You're not trying to have a deep conversation with me about anything. For some of you, that your mum might have the mindset of, well, my parents didn't really need to explain too much stuff to me. You just got with the program, so you need to get with the program. I don't need to be doing too much explaining. So this is why there's not really a deep connection there in terms of communication. So if you guys ever wondered why sometimes your mum's just not really vocal or trying to have a deep conversation about something, is because like her mum or dad didn't really have them type of conversations with her. So she's just thinking this is normal. For some of you, your mum feels like you only really tell her trivial things. You don't tell her anything like important or deep going on in your life, and that's why she feels like the connection's a bit unbalanced. So yeah, that's for some of you. For some of you, that your mum's really obsessed with you to the point where she's watching what you're doing on social media. Because Knight of Swords gives me that energy. She might be watching your Facebook, your Instagram, your Snapchat, just to like monitor, like, and it's not even really to monitor what you're doing, but it's just so she's No, I'm not gonna do that. It is to monitor what you guys are doing, guys. I'm not gonna lie. She just wants to know where you are at certain times, because she just, as I said, she doesn't want to lose a connection with you, whether it's a good or bad connection. Okay, I'm going to use the Oracle deck for more information. I'm shuffling now, guys. Okay, what does pile number twos, how does pile number twos make me feel about them? Okay. So we have raw power. And we have Shiva Destroyer in reverse. Yeah, that's pretty much giving me the tower reversed. One more card, how does pile number twos? How do I feel about them? Thank you. Helios cycles reversed. So in that bottom deck we have the Jade Emperor organization reversed. Right, so for a lot of you, your relationship is quite up and down. So for some of you, it's like 1 minute you're talking to your mum and then the next you're not. And then for some of you, it's like you're in constant communication with your mum, but the level of closeness kind of fluctuates here and there. And that's how your mum feels about her connection with you. For some of you, your mum's starting to feel like you're starting to have a strong personality. You're starting to get within you're starting to own yourself and your power, and your mum's just starting to feel like she's losing control of you. So, because your mum's so used to kind of having control of what you do, and the way you interpret control is not necessarily someone like forcing you to do stuff, but it could just mean like she can monitor everything you're doing. But now you guys might be, trying to do your own thing. You might not be telling her what's going on 24/7. Yeah, for some of you, your mum feels like you're not really being honest with her about where you're going and what you're doing as well, because you guys are kind of just doing your own thing now. You're being your own independent person, and I think that kind of scares your mum, because she's it's because of one, she just feels like you're just not gonna talk to her anymore, pretty much, or she's just going to be forgotten. She doesn't want her relationship with you to just crumble. Like, that's the worst thing ever. So if she has to if she has to do the most for you guys to talk, she will do it. That's how, I know this is rude, but that's how desperate she is for the connection to work. She doesn't care if it's good or bad. Obviously, she wants it to be good, but even if it's bad, and she's trying to make it good, it's better that than no connection at all with you. For some of you, like, your mum's been able to say certain things to you, and she's been able to maybe get her way, or there's a cycle of something that keeps happening continuously, and you guys are kind of breaking out of that cycle now. You guys are kind of owning your power and saying, no, I'm not doing that no more. No, we're not doing that. No, sorry. That you guys have kind of as I've said, you've broken from the cycle, but it's kind of like you've defied or gone against your mum in a sense as well, because maybe she's used to always getting her way, or sometimes it's not even like personal gain. It could be a cycle of where you guys kept behaving a certain way with your mum, and now you guys are not behaving that way anymore, and your mum's like, what's going on here? What's going on here? I'm not used to this. No, that's not how this works. What normally works is I say this, or you do this, or you normally have a very positive energy, or you normally keep doing the same thing over and over again, and now you're not doing that anymore. What's going on? So your mom's just like confused as to where this whole different person has come from, or this new person has come from, and she feels like this new person is going to drift from her, meaning you guys. So this is how your mom feels. Part number 2. Yeah, I'm not advising anyone anything to do with their mother. I'm just the messenger on how she feels. So if you like this reading, like and subscribe to my channel. If you want personal reading, you can look in the description box below for details on how to get one. But now I'm going to part number 3. This is if you chose part number 3. We have the 7 of Cups. So for some of you, your mum feels like you're very confused right now. Oh my gosh, okay, for some of you, your mum feels like you think something is a certain way and it's not. You're kind of being duped. Normally, I don't see the 7 of Hearts like that. I normally read the 7 of Swords like that, because the 7 of Swords is normally like deception. But, you know, in the traditional tarot deck, the 7 of Cups has, what's it called? It has a cup with loads of different things in it. And it's kind of like, your mum kind of feels like you think something is a certain way and it's just not that way in reality. Whether she's expressed this to you or not, we're going to find out. But if it is like, regardless of what your mum tells you about this situation, she feels like you're just a bit delusional about it. So she's just like, okay. For some of you, your mum feels like you're very indecisive when it comes to partners. So she might be like, Terry? Who's Terry? Wasn't you going out with Bob? And wasn't it like, didn't you break up with Tony? Like, did I just say that? Didn't you break up? See, is this confusion? Did you break up with Eric 4 weeks ago? You know, before you started going out with Tony. See what I'm saying? It doesn't even make any sense, guys, because I even forgot the 3 people I just said. But it's like, some of you keep introducing your mum to like new people, and your mum's just like, I don't know, like, what's going on here? Like, why is it not just one person? Some of you mum might be very old school, so she's just like, what's up with the new man and new gal every day? Like, what's that? Like, stick to one person. Or they might just be very, your mum might have liked your ex or someone you previously spoke to, and you might have introduced them to someone new, and your mum's like, I don't know this person, I don't like this person, what happened to the one before? That's who I liked, like, who's this? So that's for some of you. So some of you's actually got to do with your relationship that your mum's thinking about, and for some of you it's just your personality in general. She just feels like you're very confused. Some of you, she's just like, do you know what course you want to do? Are you sure? Some of you keep changing your mind on something, and your mum's just like, what's going on here? For some of you, your mum's just very confused about her relationship with you. So even if you guys left on an angry note, she's just kind of like, so are we not talking, or we are? Was that just a pay argument, or was you serious? So she's just very confused. She's just like, what? Like, are we not talking, or we are talking? Are you angry or you're not angry? Are we good or you're not good? So she's just very confused. Even if you guys left on a good note, your mum might be feeling like, so, like, there's no closure. So what did I actually get out of that conversation? Sometimes your mum feels like you speak to her and she's not really getting any information. She's not really getting a clear understanding of what you said after the conversation is finished. So there's just a state of confusion there. But I'm going to shuffle the tarot now for more information. Some of you keep going back to your ex and your mum's like, what? What's going on here? Are you with them or you're not? I'm only saying that because Scissor's on the TV right now. I'm not even, what's the word? Is love galore. I'm not even, it's on shuffle, so I didn't choose it. So for some of you, literally, is you've actually gone back to ex and your mum's like, why did you do that? Does that make sense? How did they help you in any way, shape or form? Like, so she's just confused in that sense. And for some of you, you're just confused about what you should do in life, and your mum can actually see that. Whether you told her that or not, she can actually see that you're just a bit perplexed about something or everything. Depends on the person, right? Here's unhappy. Wow. I actually meant to say the son. So yeah, some of you, your mum's actually a bit unhappy with you, but I'm gonna see why. Or if it's not that she's unhappy with you, your mum feels like you're just very unhappy, like internally, because you're confused about something. So some of you might have the personality of you're someone that likes to know what's going on around you. When you don't know what's going on around you, you get very frustrated and irritated and unhappy. And your mum can see this, so it's a bit sad to see. But then for some of you, this is how your mother's actually feeling. Like she's unhappy with you because she's confused about what it is that you're doing. But we're going to see more information. Power number 3 is mindful about them. Oh. 5 of Swords reverse. Power number 3 is mum view them. 5 of Cups reversed. Okay. The Star. And a bonus card of the Fool reversed. At the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance upright. So for some of you, yeah, if this could be to do with a connection you had with someone. Your mum, some of you, I feel like some of you got broken up with, or you broke up with your partner, and your mum has observed this, and she just feels like it's made you quite unhappy, which a breakup can do. And she feels like it's caused a bit of tension in maybe the household or just with you in general. Because you know, sometimes like when you go through a breakup, it can affect your relationships with other people because you're just not in the mood, right? So she might feel like your communication with her isn't really that great and is a bit weird because you're personally going through something which obviously was a breakup. So she's just like, how do I move forward with this person? Meaning my daughter or son. How do I move forward with them because they're not really communicating with me well because, you know, they're affected by this breakup. For some of you, it has nothing to do with a breakup. For some of you, it could literally be that your mum just sees that you're a bit unhappy right now. You don't really have much faith in trying new things, whether that's dating new people or whether that's trying new courses or doing new things. You guys have kind of just, you're quite hesitant to try new things now. But it's like you hope to eventually do something. So it's like physically that's not really happening, but mentally there's a lot of ideas that you guys have, and your mum's just kind of like, can we put the two of them together? Can you actually think of something and actually do it? So a lot of you have this hangsman energy of, I want to do something, I want to do this, but physically now I can't do that right now. Because some of you are scared of disappointment, like you're scared of disappointing your mum, or you're scared of disappointing yourself or other people around you, so you're just not going to physically do any of your ideas, and your mum's just like, just do it. Like, because at this point, to her, that's just confusing. She's just like, you say you want to do this, but you're not actually doing it. So she's just like, what's going on here? So your mum wants to support you, but she doesn't want there to be any tension at the same time. For some of you, because you kind of you can come across as quite confused. I don't mean to be rude, but I would say indecisive. Your mom feels like you guys can be quite defensive. Like if she was to kind of bring up, can you just do what you say you want to do, please? Because you guys might take it in a bad way. So she doesn't really want any awkwardness or tension. And because of cards reverse, I don't feel like there's any tension between. For a lot of you, I don't feel like there's tension between you and your mum. But they don't even want to create that right now because of your indecisiveness. For some of you, your mum feels like, I don't even know how my child's going to behave. So for some of you, your mum feels like you're quite emotionally erratic, or you're quite, I don't want to say reckless, but spontaneous. So you guys might have you might cry out of nowhere, you might have rage out of nowhere. I don't like to say out of nowhere because we all have our little triggers, right? But to your mum, there's no build up. It's like you go from 0 to 100, and she's like, okay, I don't really want to trigger any emotion, any negative emotion in my child. So yeah, my child's a bit unpredictable in my eyes. So that's for some of you. Some of you, like your mum feels like you have star potential. So for some of you, your mum actually feels like you could be a celebrity if you wanted. You guys have like big personalities because I see the star and the sun here. But it's kind of like you guys don't really believe in yourself. So when your mum's actually encouraging you, like you can do this and you can do anything. She's not just saying that. She literally believes you can do anything you want to do in this life. Part number 3. So please know she genuinely means that, and it's a bit obviously heartbreaking to kind of see when your child feels like they can't, regardless of what you tell them. So yeah, that's for some of you. Some of you, even though you're kind of going through a hard time right now and your mum can see, she's very hopeful that you'll get out of the situation that you're in and you can progress from it. So she's just like, the time will pass. My child will be okay. It's fine. I just have to kind of leave them to figure out what they want to do. So for some of you, if your mum's not really talking to you, it's because she doesn't want to confuse you even more or make you feel a certain way because you're indecisive. So she's just taking a step back for you to think about what you really want to do. She doesn't want to force you, because she does not want to force you to do something you don't want to do. And for some of you that are in communication with your mum, she's just kind of like, anything you do say, she's taking it in, but she has identified that there's no structured plan. So she's just kind of like, okay, she's just listening at this point. For a lot of you, you do have a balanced connection with your mum, but just individually, like what you're personally going through, your mum can see that there's just a bit of disappointment right now. So she's just being very patient with a phase or cycle that you're going through right now. I'm going to use the Oracle deck for more information. Some of you, your mum feels like you won't try new things. That could be new food, new activities. She just doesn't understand why. She feels like it would make you happier if you did. Okay, that's part number 3's mum feel about them. That's upright. Learn skill. So part number 3, your mum actually views you very highly, just so you know. But she feels like you don't have much confidence within yourself. all the focus in reverse. Yeah, you have the skill, but you lack focus in it. One last card. How does pile number three's mum feel about them? For some of you, yeah, your mum, please don't take this the wrong way, I'm just a messenger. For some of you, your mum kind of feels like you're a bit lazy. So some of you is indecisiveness, but some of you is just pure laziness, and your mum literally has the mindset of you can actually do anything in this life and you just don't want to do anything. Like, I don't get it. So she has a very expansive mindset and she just doesn't understand. So for some of you, you guys might have completely different mindsets. Like have you guys might have a comfort mindset. You guys are good with maybe just watching TV, eating food, like doing the normal just chilling type of vibe. Go to parties, go back home. You know, like you guys might like to just do traditional things like that, but then your mum might have done myself, why would you want to just do that? Why wouldn't you want to reach for the stars? Why wouldn't you want to try, something new? You have the opportunities that I didn't get. Why wouldn't you want to take all the opportunities you can get? So that's for some of you. But yeah, her reasoning would be, I didn't get the opportunities that you have in this life, so you should really try and get them. I just wanted one more, but we're cool. We're gonna take this. Shape shift in reversed. So Nunos and inquiry, Apollo. And at the bottom of the deck we have Poseidon flow reverse. Yeah, so I'm feeling like a lot of you are quite structured, and your mum's just like, can you just at least try it? Can you at least like go with the flow? And you guys are kind of like, I don't know what that is about. I don't want to do it. I'm not sure if I want to do it or not. And your mum's kind of like, can you just try at least, please? You don't even know if you'll like it. So that's for some of you. For some of you, like what I'm saying could be the complete opposite. Like for some of you, okay, one card at a time. We'll do too much. Okay, for some of you, your mum just doesn't understand that you're someone that goes with the flow. And she's kind of like, what is go with the flow? Just do it. Just do something. And you're kind of like, no, I need to wet my feet first before I go in straight in the pool like that. And your mum's like, what are you talking about? Wet your feet, just go in the pool. That's like what the problem is. So yeah, your mum just really doesn't understand the whole idea of go with the flow. So whichever one resonates with you guys. Okay. Yeah, so my first interpretation was some of you guys have a really strong skill and your mom feels like you're not using it to its fullest potential. You're not. So let's say you guys are really good piano players. Pianists, I believe they're called. Let's just say piano players to be safe. And you guys are like, I don't know if I want to be a piano player. I might want to do basketball. And your mum's like, what do you mean? What do you mean you want to do basketball? You're good at piano playing, so you need to be a pianist. And you guys are like, no, I don't. No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. Just because I'm good at it doesn't mean I have to do it. And your mum's kind of like, why would you do something you're not really good at? That doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's for some of you. Some of you, you don't have a lot of confidence in the skill that you have, and you're kind of lacking focus in what you want to do. And your mum's just like, what's going on? She just doesn't get it, guys. For some of you, you're so focused on a specific skill that you're not focused on other areas of your life. That can be even including your relationship with your mum. So if I go back to the example of you piano playing, you might piano play all day, in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, and your mum's kind of like, can you like come away from the piano and spend some time with me? And you're kind of like, no, I want to play the piano. I've got, like, come on, I'll spend time with you later, but I'm focusing on a skill right now. So your mum might be feeling a bit neglected in that respect, because you're not really focusing on her a lot. Um, And it could be for some of you that your mum's actually, maybe your mum is a hard worker. She does a lot. She focuses on work a lot, or a skill that she's, really good at. And she doesn't really have much time for you. And I think that makes her feel a bit bad because, she doesn't really focus on her connection with you a lot. So she's just kind of like, I wish I could, but I really have to focus on this skill right now, or this obligation that I have to do. So yeah, some of your mums kind of feel gay that they can't spend a lot of time with you, so they don't actually know where they stand with you when it comes to their relationship with you. Um, for some of you, your mums feel like you're not. This is for you that are very structured. For some of you, your mums feel like you're not really adjusting to your mum's situation. Um, if I was to give an example, you guys might, if I was to give a petty example, you guys might like to go, I don't even know if I can say, let's just say the burger shop. You guys like going to the burger shop, you guys been going there, you get your favourite meal there, and everyone's kind of like, I want to go to the spaghetti shop. And you guys are like, what do you mean the spaghetti shop? We go to the burger shop, so we're going to keep going to the burger shop. I don't want no nasty spaghetti. Everyone's like, what, can't you, like, adapt? Can't you? You guys are like, no, because it's always been this. If it's not that, then it's vice versa, guys. But yeah, so some of you, your mum just feels like you're not really trying new things, and it's kind of hindering you in a sense, and it's also hindering her relationship with you because she might be someone that likes to try the new things and do new different stuff, and you guys might be like, no, I don't want to do that. I've been doing this. I'm fine doing this. So yeah. Um, for some of you, your mum might be asking other people about how to improve her connection with you because she just doesn't know how to do it. Um, so she's just like, and for some of you, your mum's like, you need to ask someone about this, about what you should do moving forward because you, sir or madam, are confused. I'm sorry if that sounds offensive, guys, but literally, as I said, for some of you, your mum feels like you're very confused about something. So at this point, because it's just a constant state of confusion, she feels like you need to start asking people some questions now. You need to start asking me, or you need to start asking an uncle, auntie. You need to start asking a professional if it's got to do with career and elevation in that respect. Because you can't just stand here stagnant and not do anything. You need to ask for some help now. So for some of you, your mum might feel that you're very proud, and she just doesn't really understand why you're not asking for help. So at this point, she feels that needs to be done. For some of you, because it could just be a situation where your relationship with her is not. She just doesn't know where she stands with you, and she's just asking family members or friends like, "What should I do with my relationship with pal number 3? Because I don't really get it." So if some of you've kind of found out that your mum's been like talking about you to other people, it's not in a rude way, it's in a way where they just don't understand you, and they don't know how to boost their connection with you. So they're asking other family members like, what should I do to improve my connection with my child? So yeah, because they want to balance the connection, they don't want any awkwardness. And for some of you, where it could be a personal dilemma that you have that you're just confused about. Your mum has actually gone to others to ask, what should I do to help my child in this situation that they're in? Because they don't know what to do, and I really want to help them. So, yeah. That's all the messages I got for you, pal number 3. If you like this reading, like and subscribe to my channel. If you want a personal reading, you can look in the description box below for details. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.